What's up, everybody, and welcome to Tino's Time Wrestling. And on this episode, we're going to cover the biggest party of the summer. It's July. It's usually in August. Yes, people, I know. What the hell? It used to be the day before school, but SummerSlam's in July. It's on a Saturday this year. We have 8 matches. We had 1 match postponed. We'll talk a little bit about that a little bit later on. We have a lot going on in the wrestling world. This week has been crazy between Vince retiring last week. We had Triple H become in charge of creative on Monday. We had AEW. We had Monday Night Raw. We had NXT 2.0. Today, we got Tino's pre-show. Tomorrow, we have SmackDown. Saturday night, we have SummerSlam. And then at the beginning of September, we have All Out and Heatwave, NXT Heatwave, are apparently going to be on the same nights. And I don't know if anybody heard, we're going to start the show off here, though, so we get all the news and notes out of the way before we go to what's gonna go down at the biggest party of the summer. CM Punk's comments on Vince McMahon retiring. CM Punk came out and talked to Zach, the assistant editor of PW Torch, and he came out and said about everything going on in WWE, Vince retiring, Triple H becoming in charge of creative, and CM Punk said this, and I quote, doesn't believe that the culture in WWE will change with Vince McMahon not at the helm. Punk answered a question about his former boss retiring during a Comic-Con panel. He was at a Comic-Con, that's what it was. He was at the San Diego Comic-Con, that's what it was. I don't think the structure there, what's the word I'm looking for, CM Punk says. I don't think the culture there changes at all, Punk said. WWE's new leadership, it is what it is. I'll put it like this. Boy, people are going to be real fucking mad about this, but fuck it. Mercedes and Trinity left. They announced on Raw that they gosh darn were very disappointed in them, but then Brock Lesnar splits because Vince McMahon retired. He comes back, and he doesn't get any heat for it. And, I kind of agree with that, where it's like, we'll get into that in a second, but it's like, why didn't Brock get in trouble like Trinity and Sasha did, or Mercedes and Trinity did? Like, I just don't understand, because why is Brock being treated a different way? I just think that, with everything that goes on in WWE and everything, I just think that, they think that Brock is this guy that everybody wants to attract, and Brock thinks that he attracts all these people, and he really does not. Let's be real here, people. He really does not attract anybody. Like, he does to the casual fan, but to like us wrestling fans, we want to see people better. And it's like, you could say what you want, but I agree with Punk on there. It's like, I think Brock deserves to have some type of punishment, or them to say at least something. Yes, Brock came back and everything, and it is what it is. And I just, it just doesn't make any sense to why Brock gets treated a different way. And I just really hope with Triple H now in charge that we see Trinity, Naomi, Mercedes, and Sasha get the opportunity to come back. Maybe they won't come back. I don't know. But it was something that was said earlier on, and I just wanted to bring it up before we start talking about the biggest party of the summer. So, everybody, let me know what you think about the whole CM Punk comments at Comic-Con about the leadership of WWE in the comments. And speaking of comments, I decided to go on all of my social medias, and I had people ask me questions. I was like, ask Tino, hashtag ask Tino. If you wanted to know and you wanted to ask a few questions and you have any questions for the people that are in the stream, let me know, ask me questions, and I'll answer them. I told you to leave them on my social media. I got a few questions, so I wanted to get to them before we also start talking about them, because there was a few really good ones, and I just thought, why not? Let's make sure. Let me get them real quick. Let me have them. We had my man SCW, the wrestling channel, SCW Steve. He's on a Q&A with my man Tom right now. Go check that out on his channel. He asked me, what match do you feel will be the match of the night at SummerSlam this Saturday? And honestly, we have a lot of matches going on. We have The Miz and Logan Paul, Pat McAfee and Happy Corbin. We have the Last Man Standing match. There is Bianca Belaire versus Becky Lynch, Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey, the Usos and Street Profits. There's a lot of matches that could possibly be the match of the night. But also with Triple H now in charge, I think this gives a lot of opportunity of the unpredictable, because there's going to be a lot of things that we're really not going to expect to happen that I think that could happen now that Triple H is in charge, because we saw what happened on Monday with Triple H and the little tweaks that he did, because obviously we're not going to see stuff and we're not going to see change right away, because let's be real here, people. If we see change right away, then, he's rushing it. He's going to take his time. We saw him doing training with some people and everything. So I think that now that Triple H is in charge, like we've been saying all week, WWE's in better hands, and I'm just really excited for the product. So I got a little off track there. Anyway, the match that I'm looking forward to the most, honestly, I think the match that could steal the show that people might not really think could, or maybe they do, but I think that the Usos versus the Street Profits, obviously it's going to be an obvious one, but I think that we're just, they're hyping it up, and I think it probably is going to be the semi-main event, but I think that they're going to give a lot of time to it. Hey, who knows? Maybe they add a stipulation on Saturday. Maybe it's 2 out of 3 falls. We saw the Last Man Standing match added. We have a no disqualification match versus Mysterios and Judgment Day. That could also be the match of the night too. But I'm going to stick with the Usos and the Street Profits being the match of the night, and I'm really hoping that there's a stipulation added. So I'm going to go with that one. And the other question that I got added, and like I said, anybody have any questions? Let your boy Tino know. Out of all the matches that are set for SummerSlam, which match do you feel is underviewed by the fans and will over-deliver its expectations? And that was asked by Lorenzo. He's got the SmackDown logo. Lorenzo, I think a match that people are underviewing is the Mysterios and Judgment Day. Or you could even say the Pat McAfee and Happy Corbin, because yes, it's Pat McAfee and Happy Corbin, but look, they're going into when they competed, when they were the teammates on the Indianapolis Coach. They're talking smack. We got bum-ass Corbin. We got McAfee calling him a bitch. We know Pat McAfee's willing to do anything. He jumped off of War Games, for God's sakes, doing a swanton bomb like he thought he was Jeff Hardy in the early 90s. I mean, let's be real here. But, I think those are the 2 matches I think the people are kind of like, not like they're undervaluing, because also, like I said, the no disqualification stipulation, we could see the return of Edge. We might see the return of face Edge. I've heard also rumors that we might not see the face Edge, and we might see like him come back with Judgment Day and say like, I agree, I will be with you. I don't want to lead you. I want you to lead me. And that could be really interesting too to see, because I think that, it would be really interesting to see Edge come back in some sort of way, because I heard that he also was supposed to come back on Raw, but he had traveling issues and airports, and, you got to love that game. So I think that would be very interesting to see if we do see Edge return, help Judgment Day. Like I said, that no DQ stipulation adds a different element. And I think that with like other matches could be very good and very, like, I think that, adding stipulations to these matches could make it better. And like I said, it's the biggest party of the summer. They want to pop the bottles and they want to do this and that. Do it. It's SummerSlam. That's what SummerSlam's for, people. It should be really interesting. So before I get to all of the matches that are going to go down at the biggest party of the summer in Nashville, Tennessee, does anybody have any questions for your boy Tino? Give you guys a minute while I get all the matches up and running. Anybody have any questions for your boy Tino? I appreciate everybody. We got 4 likes. We got 4 people in the stream. I appreciate you all stopping by during the live stream. Thank you, kid, for the like. I appreciate you. Thank you, man. Anybody got any questions for Tino? Ask Tino. Ask Tino. I'm funny, aren't I, people? I try to be. No questions for Tino? Okay. Well, if anybody has any questions, let me know. I will be here until we go on live and until I go off the air. Let me know. You have any questions, I'll answer them. But let's get to all the matches that are going to go down. And the first match that I want to talk about is, let's get the two matches that involve the two stars, or, We're going to talk about the first match we'll talk about is Logan Paul versus The Miz. And, this is another one that I thought possibly could have a stipulation to it. Logan Paul and The Miz, we saw them fight in the tag team versus the Mysterios at WrestleMania. And we saw them turn on each other. Miz turned on Logan Paul. And we've seen Logan Paul come back now and everything like that. But I think adding like a no disqualification match stipulation to this, I think that would be very beneficial too. Because let's see them beat the hell out of each other. And I think they will. But I think adding a stipulation to it would definitely be more intriguing. And maybe you don't want to see maybe you don't want to have the kids see their man Logan Paul, the biggest YouTuber in the world, hurt himself. But I think Logan Paul would be up for it, doing a couple moves and I just think he'd be up for it. So I just think that, add a stipulation to it. But, even if they don't, I think that this match will still be very good. I don't know if it's going to start off the show, but Miz and Logan Paul, I think, should be a very good match. But in the end, before we get to that, let's talk about how they are trying to make Logan Paul the bad guy. Because I don't think that they really can. And I don't think that Logan Paul is suited that way. I just think that, Logan Paul is what Logan Paul is, and just let it be, and let it what happened, like a lot of times what happens with like baby faces and heels is people like with Roman, he was a heel, he was this guy and that guy, but people started to like this Roman Reigns, and now Roman Reigns is doing the best work of his career, and he's a bad guy, but we like this Roman Reigns. So it's like, you know what I mean? Where it's like, I just think that that's what should happen if they really want to sign this guy long term. I mean, we'll have to see. But in the end, I'm going to take Miz to win this match. Miz ain't going to lose at SummerSlam. Let's be real here, people. Miz and Logan Paul, like I said, I don't know if it's going to start off the show, but it should be really interesting. The next match that we're going to talk about, anybody got any questions? Let me know. We got 4 people in the stream. Happy Corbin versus Pat McAfee. And I just talked about this a minute ago for a match that I think people are underachieving and aren't like looking forward to, because they're saying Pat McAfee, he's taking away something from somebody and he's doing this and that. But I think that Pat McAfee he's, like I said, he's built the storyline. He's called him a bitch. He's done good promos. They have the backstory being on the Colts together and being teammates, and Pat McAfee doing what he did and Corbin doing what he did. I think that this built up has been very good. And I don't know what he was showing a few weeks ago on his arm or whatever the hell that was. But I mean, it's just like they're trying and they're doing different things. And let's be real here. Corbin is a good bad guy. He's a good heel. We hate him. We want him to shove those fedoras up his ass. Right, Corbin? But, yeah. So either way, I think that this match will still be very good. And in the end, I'm going to take Pat McAfee in this one to win. I think, they love to have Happy Corbin be that guy, be the guy to be the bad guy and talk all the crap and everything, but he seems to lose all the matches. So I think that we could see Pat McAfee win this match. And then I do feel that we will see him go back to commentary. Let's be real. Pat McAfee, whenever he does compete, he'll be commentary when he does the matches. He'll be commentary when he's done with the matches. So I think that Pat McAfee's going to win. He's going to beat bum-ass Corbin's ass, send him to the showers, and he's going to go continue to do his job. So the next match that we're going to talk about, it's a tag team match. We just talked a little bit about it. It's the Mysterios versus Judgment Day and a no disqualification match. And I talked to one of my friends, huge Rey Mysterio fan, and he asked me, why do you think that they did this? Why did, John Cena got this great farewell. He had all the guys in the back giving him the, you can't see me, you did this and that. He's got all the people giving him high fives. R-Truth, Mysterio gave him a shook. And Ray only came out in a car. He had his nice little suit on. He had the new Mysterio shirt on. Your boy Tino ordered that, of course. Had to, got to get him Rey Mysterio shirt with all the action figures I got. So he asked me, why do you think that Rey Mysterio didn't get the same treatment? And in my opinion, I think that if John Cena was going to compete at SummerSlam versus Theory, I think that John Cena would have got his butt kicked by Theory. But I think because John Cena went and filmed Peacemaker, I think that obviously they changed everything and yada, yada, yada. And hopefully we see the leader of the Chain Gang and the leader of the C Nation back for SummerSlam. But Rey Mysterio, I think they still did a good job with the tribute. He had the match with Judgment Day, and he won. He did the little Latino heat. He had the lying, cheating, and stealing. He had the chair. He was trying to, they won by disqualification like Eddie used to do, and he came out and he talked a little bit before. So I think that they did a very good job. But then when they went in the back, obviously, Rhea Ripley returned, and we saw her versus Aaliyah, and then we saw Rhea and Aaliyah standoff head to head. Maybe Buddy Murphy was sitting at home thinking that. I mean, he was, because he literally tweeted it out. He goes, maybe Aaliyah versus Rhea in a custody or in the ladder match for the custody of Buddy. Aaliyah versus Rhea. I'm down for that. Let's see it. Imagine if I would just laugh if they did that. That would be great. Aaliyah versus Rhea Ripley. But Rhea Ripley decided to drag Dominic Mysterio out. Finn Balor and Priest brawled with Dominic and Ray. They beat the hell out of Ray and Dominic. And now we are seeing this no disqualification match. And like I said, I know I kind of got a little bit off track, but I just think that they did that because they're still building towards something. And I think that if John Cena was going to compete and do what he was going to do at SummerSlam, if not for Peacemaker, I think we would have seen Theory do the same thing that Judgment Day did to Ray as Theory would have done to John Cena. So that's just what my opinion is about that and why Ray got that treatment, because now I'm really looking forward to this match. I think that this match is going to be very good. I think this match could be one of the matches that steals the show. We only have 2 tag team matches on here. It's not like we got 10 tag team matches. Holla, 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 player, like Teddy Long setting up the thing, or Vince McMahon. Well, thank God Vince McMahon is not in charge anymore. The game Triple H is in charge. He's now in charge of everything. If you didn't know, people, if you've been living under a rock in the wrestling world, I don't know where you are, what you're doing. So, yeah, make sure. Remind me. But, yeah, so I think that in the end of this match, I think we could see the return of Edge, though. I talked a little bit about it earlier. I think that we could see the return of Edge. Maybe he joins Mysterios. Maybe he returns, and maybe he stays with Judgment Day. And like I said, maybe he says, I'm your leader now, and I'll lead with you. I'm not going to be your leader. We don't know. But like I said earlier, Edge was supposed to be on Raw, but he didn't because he got some traffic. So I think that it's better, and I think it's a better opportunity that we see Edge on Saturday in Nashville. And I don't know which way it's going to be. I would rather see him join the Mysterios because, maybe him being the 4th member of Judgment Day could work, but I just don't know. And yeah, so I don't really know how that's going to play out. But the winner of this match, I think this match is going to be awesome. It is no disqualification, like I've said about 5 times now. I think the Mysterios will still take the W and take the win in this match. And I think it's going to be a very good match and a very good tag team match. And this is the one that I think could very well start off the show. So now let's get into a match that isn't going to happen, that might still happen, that I don't know if it's going to happen. Riddle versus Seth Rollins. We saw what happened to Riddle on Monday, and Seth Rollins curb stomped him into the steel steps, and Riddle is injured. And I heard that he is not really injured. It's just kayfabe. So thank God our man Riddle is okay. So I think that, we heard Seth Rollins go on Twitter I think it was actually this morning, he said it. And he said, everybody that punched their tickets, I'm so sorry that I can't be there and everything like that. And Triple H retweeted and he said he hears you. So maybe we see Seth Rollins be and do what he did at WrestleMania. He comes in the ring and he's flaunting around and he's the best, blah, blah, blah. And we see another return. I've heard Triple H has rumored, and I've heard rumors that he has big plans for this upcoming SummerSlam, and that apparently he's got something in the making that could happen this Saturday. And maybe that's what this is. Maybe it's a plan, and maybe, I don't know. So if this match is still going to happen, who is it going to be? Who would be the person to compete and face Seth Rollins? Could we see a call-up from NXT? Could we see a signing? Could we see somebody that was released come back? Could we see Shane McMahon? Could we see Tino? Could we see, I don't know. It could be anybody. Maybe it's Surf Wrestling. I don't know. It could be anybody. But I would love to see The Fiend. I would love to see Johnny Gargano. And I don't know why I put a post on Instagram and people are really hating on it. And they're really saying they don't want to see the return of Johnny Gargano. But why wouldn't you want to see the return of Johnny Wrestling and see Johnny come back and do his thing in the ring and do what we know that he does best, especially now that Triple H is in charge. We know that he would be valued and used better than he would be under Vince McMahon because we see how all of that works. What's up, Hung? How you doing? Welcome to the live stream. We're talking about the Riddle and Seth Rollins match that is postponed and who Seth Rollins could possibly face. And I was just saying The Fiend, Johnny Gargano. Maybe we see, I've heard rumors about Jonathan Gresham and people mention that, but I don't really think that would be the case. And I don't really see that happening just because, I just don't know. So I don't think that would be the case to see Jonathan Gresham, but I think somebody that like maybe Killer Cross, maybe Triple H works and gets Killer Cross and Scarlett back, and maybe we see that. That would be awesome, I think, there's just a different bunch of opportunities that it could be, but my bold prediction is honestly not bold, I guess. My prediction is it's either going to be Johnny Wrestling or The Fiend if it is going to be anybody, if that is what's going to happen. But that's not official, and that's just me talking, and that's just what has been said. And what has been that's what's been I can't even speak. That is what has been said and rumors and everything. So we just have to see. Like I said, I didn't say it yet, but it is only Thursday. So we still have 2 more days. We have Friday night tomorrow, Friday Night SmackDown. Then we're in Nashville. And WWE probably, like we've also talked about in a lot of the shows this week, they've already had a lot of the cards set up. So maybe we see Bayley return. We could possibly see Bayley return more like that. Obviously, we won't see Bayley versus Seth Rollins. Maybe. Hey, why not? Why don't we see Bayley and Mercedes or Bayley and Sasha come back and beat the hell out of Seth Rollins with the women's championships? Or Bayley and Naomi could come back and then Banks and Naomi, and then Bayley could come back too. Have a 3-on-1. That would just be fun. But anyway, I just think that it should be really interesting to see what happens. And I've also heard that this Riddle and Seth Rollins match is going to happen at Clash at the Castle. And they just want to they wanted to move it up for 3 weeks and they wanted to have Seth do something else. We'll have to see what happens though. So enough about Seth Rollins and the postponement of that match. Let's talk about Bobby Lashley versus Theory for the United States Championship. And this might not be the end, and this might not be the last time we talk about Theory on this episode. Bobby Lashley versus Theory for the United States Championship. We talked a little bit about Theory and about how he got his butt kicked on Monday. He just got his ass handed to him on Monday by the Bloodline, by everybody. He got knocked around by everybody. Everybody was tired of him. His daddy's not here no more. Cameraman were going to get fired. There was a lot of things that were going on, and Theory just did not benefit from it. So I don't see Theory winning because he also has not won since he has had the briefcase. I don't know if anybody didn't know that, but he hasn't won a match since he won the briefcase. So I don't see him winning in this. Thank you, A2K Wrestling. Thank you for coming and stopping by. What's up, man? I appreciate it. We're talking about Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory. Who do you got winning this match? I think Bobby Lashley, though, is going to win, and he's going to still be our United States champion at the end of the night. And he's going to walk out of the SummerSlam. He's going to walk out of SummerSlam as still your United States champion. Now, let's get into the next match on the card. Let's get to the women. Let's talk a little bit about the women. All we've been doing is talking about the men. We need to give the women some love. We have Bianca Belaire versus Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship. And let's get this one not even out of the way, but we saw this match last year. We saw this for 5 seconds. Becky Lynch seems to always be having the opportunities, and I get Becky Lynch is the man, and she does her thing, and blah, 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 and yada, yada, yada. But I think that hopefully this is the ending of their rivalry, and I really, really do hope that this is the end. And I really hope they put on a show, because it is SummerSlam. It is the biggest party of the summer. It is on a Saturday in July. It's not on a Sunday in August, the day before we got to start school. I still want to know where this was when I was 15 years old. Lucky kids out there. But I think that it's going to be a good match. I just really hope this is the last time we see this match. And I really hope, and I'm going to take Bianca Belaire, the EST, to win this match. And we could possibly see the winner, and we could possibly see Becky Lynch win this match and become the Raw Women's Champion and everything like that. But I think the EST, Bianca Belaire, should stay the Raw Women's Champion. You know, I don't want to see Becky as champion anymore, people. I really don't. Because either way, whoever does win this match, I think this is when we finally see the return of Bayley. We have not seen Bayley. She tore her ACL. It's been a little over a year now. I think it was like July 7th. She tore it last year, something like that. It was right around there. And she's been training. We've seen her in pictures and everything like that, the Performance Center and everything. So I really hope that we see the return of Bayley after the winner of whoever wins this match. But I'm taking Bianca Belaire to win and become and still be your Raw Women's Champion. So now let's take a minute and a break from the matches, and let's answer some questions. Now we got some people on the stream. What's up, everybody? What's up, Hong? What's up, A2K Wrestling? How you doing? A2K says it makes a big difference on Saturdays, especially here in the UK. No work in the morning, more likely to stay up. And exactly, I was literally I don't know. I was literally just watching SCW Steve wrestling, and he was literally just talking about that, on how it's so much better because now you guys don't have to wake up and you guys can stay up and watch it with us. Because I never, even to be honest, I never realized the time difference of the UK and everything. And I just think that it's really interesting to see the dedication. Honestly, I have to give you guys a lot of props because you guys stay up and you guys definitely give the wrestling, and you guys stay up late and you guys post and you guys do videos and everything. And it's awesome because you see the time difference. So yeah, it's nice. Let's keep it on Saturdays. And apparently for the rest of the year, all the pay-per-views are on Saturdays. So I'm down for it. It's on Saturdays. Let's go. That's awesome though. So at A2K, we better see you on the live stream on Saturday. Make sure to check out all your episodes. Everybody go make sure you check out the A2 the K or the A2 the K. I say A2K. A2 the K. So thank you for the question. I appreciate it. It is really nice though. Hung, I think Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio did a great job fighting in the WWE. So many other WWE superstars, including against Judgment Day too. Also, I think that they did too. Like I was talking about, I think it's very good, and I think that it is helping, and it's definitely beneficial to the storyline to what happened on Monday, because now I'm really looking forward to this match. I really want to see them in a no disqualification match, and I really want to see them beat the hell out of each other. Let's see them beat Let's see them beat the hell out of each other everywhere around Nashville. Let's see them do it, and I just think it'd be really good. So I think it should be really fun. We got 18 people in the stream. We need 18 likes, everybody. Please hit that like button. Help your boy Tino out, please. We need it. You gotta get those likes up. Come on. Do I gotta be like JD? And do I gotta say 15 minimum? 15 minimum? I don't want to steal his line, but if that's what I gotta do, that's what I gotta do. Sorry, JD. But thank you. We got a few more. Hung also, I am like so effing. I'm so lucky myself that I don't live in the UK because I'm always living in the US. Yeah, I don't know. That's why you got to give respect to the UK people, especially the content creators like SCW Wrestling, A to the K, all these great podcasts out there. I can't mention all of them. I'll be here all day long. NWC Wrestling. There's so many out there. Go check them all out. They're all amazing. The IWC community really helped me out, and they've welcomed me so much. So I really appreciate you guys welcoming me to the IWC community. Appreciate it, everybody. So yeah, I think, Hong, you also say, I think Tommaso Ciampa and Braun Breaker and Johnny Gargano would be good to join Judgment Day. Yeah, that is something else that I wanted to also get into is what, like, them now Triple H is in charge. We talked about Johnny Gargano possibly facing Seth Rollins. But what about Tommaso Ciampa? Apparently, fun fact, guys, I didn't know this. Tommaso Ciampa wasn't supposed to be on the show until they tweaked it a little, and then he came out and helped The Miz. So I think now with Triple H in charge, guys like Ciampa, guys like Braun, guys like Johnny Gargano, maybe we see the return, like I said earlier, Killer Cross. Maybe Andrade comes back eventually after his contract up. Because if you want, we could talk about that too. We could talk about what Tony Khan said. Tony Khan made a comment about how all of these superstars are signed for so many years, 5 years, that they can't go. And he's absolutely right. But what doesn't say 5 years from now? These contracts are all up. They see the WWE is starting to become great again. And they're all like, see you, Tony. And then what Tony going to do? What is he going to do? Lose his job? Probably. Because people are going to want to go back to see what Triple H has to do. And Triple H has done what we all know that he can do. And I think that, like Adam Cole, baby, we could see Adam Cole and Britt Baker go. We could see, Brandy and Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes probably won't be back until the Royal Rumble, sadly, in January. He is obviously really hurt. So I think that, it would be really interesting. What's up, Martin? How you doing? I was just listening. I was just watching some of your questions in the SCW Steve's podcast. I would like to see the number one contender on the previous setup feuds. Yes, that's exact. Yes, I agree with that. We'll talk. Yes, Martin, I agree with that. I would love to see. We need to get rid of the contenders matches. We need to start making the number one contender mean something again. It has to mean like you're the number one contender, you're the top of the list, and you're going to get the championship match. It's not I'm the number one contender, but all of a sudden this person gets a championship match because they beat a Lacey Evans or an Aaliyah on SmackDown, and there's nothing against them. But I just think that let's make it mean something, because back when it meant something, when John Cena was in rivalries with Edge or Batista or Big Show or JBL way back in the day, or when he was the United States champion and he faced all the other guys, and I just think that it would mean something, and it just would not be exactly what it is, where it's just like these contenders matches are happening every week and it doesn't mean anything. It's like, what does this mean, and what does this help anybody if every match is a contenders match? Like, I don't agree that it should be what it is. So I agree with you on that. What do you think will happen to the WWE on the first match? What's up, PR? How you doing? Welcome to the live stream. You have any questions for your boy Tino? Ask your boy Tino questions. PR, if you got any for me. What do you think will happen in the WWE? I think I haven't really talked about the matches in the order that I think that they're going to go in, but I think that the first match that is going to start off the show will either be the tag team match between Judgment Day and the Mysterios, because you want to start it off hot, kind of like in GM mode in WWE 2K22. You want to start it off hot, and then obviously the main event is going to be the last man standing match. So I think that's what it would be. So that is my prediction. What's up today? Whole lot of nothing, man. Wrestling, this news needs to slow it down a little bit, because there's too much news going on. There's too many things going on. There's too much they need to slow it down a little, because I can't keep up with all of it. But other than that, I'm good. I'm ready for SmackDown tomorrow. We got SummerSlam on Saturday. My phone's let me know that Stacy Keibler has arrived. Apparently, Stacy Keibler has arrived in my door. True. That's funny as hell. Literally just got a notification the Target dropped off Stacy Keibler. That's so funny. Anyway, they got me. So, yeah, I think that that's the match that's going to start off SummerSlam, and that's how I'm doing today. So, anybody got any other questions before we get back into we talk about a few more matches? Anybody? PR, you got any questions? Hung, you got any more questions? Martin, you got any more questions? Anybody got any more questions for your boy? We got to talk about next match we got to talk about is the SmackDown Women's Championship, everybody. You know, got to get ready for your only live. Are you? Yes, I am excited. We'll be live. Yes, of course. I'm always ready for SmackDown. So I'm always SmackDown ready. SummerSlam is on Saturday. This is just the preview show. Preview show for SummerSlam. But SummerSlam is on Saturday on Peacock and the WWE Network at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time for me. And then I think it's like, what is it, like 10 or 11 for you guys? If you were booking SummerSlam, what matches would you put in the opening, mid-card, and main event? If I was booking this card, you're putting me on the spot here. You're putting me in GM mode. Let me go put my GM mode hat on. I got to go be like Xavier Woods and Tyler Breeze, Prince Pretty. But if I am starting the match and I am starting it off, I would either do, because obviously the match isn't going to main event, I would do the Usos versus the Street Profits, because that match is very anticipated. Match is very likely to be very good. People want to see it. They built it up a lot. They really want to see these teams go at it. And what if the Street Profits win? That would mess up the whole show, because then Roman has to sit through the whole show and wait for the last man standing match, knowing that the Usos already lost, knowing that the Bloodline can't keep their titles, and now he has a lot of pressure to put onto himself, that he has to go out there and he has to win, and he has to make sure that the Bloodline walks out with at least 2 championships. So I think that would be a very good match to see start off the show. Yes, we gotta love Peacock. I miss the WWE universe, I miss the WWE universe, yeah, but I miss the WWE network in the United States. They shouldn't have bought Peacock. They shouldn't have added to Peacock. I'm tired of doing it the way it is. I want to go back to the folders and the way it was and the way how much easier it was. And you could skip matches and you didn't have to watch every match. And you had like little dots to tell you when the match started, when the match ended. And it was just so much better. They just need to put back on WWE Network, get rid of Peacock. That's just how I feel about it. Do you think I don't know. SummerSlam is not on today, but let's get into the next match. And if anybody has any questions before we get into the main event of SummerSlam, I'll make sure to answer any of them. So now let's get into Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey. Liv Morgan had her biggest night of her career, the moment all of us have been waiting for, us Liv fans. She won Money in the Bank. She cashed in on Ronda Rousey. She scared the hell out of us and almost lost it when Ronda put her in that ankle lock. I was like, really? You're going to do this to Liv? You're going to have a cash in? she's going to lose and it's going to be not a good night. But thank God she got out of it. She became SmackDown Women's Champion. And now she's going into the biggest party this summer as the champion. And she's going up against the baddest woman on the planet, Ronda Rousey. And, I've really enjoyed Liv as champion. And I'm not even just saying this because I like her and like her as whatever. And I just think that, she's grown a lot. She's shown a lot of confidence. She's shown that she can be championship material. And she's not just like this member of a Riot Squad, or she's not just like this girl that comes out with pink hair. She is somebody you cannot mess with. And she's somebody that could be a very, very good multiple-time champion. She could main event at WrestleMania one day, people. And I think that is very possible. So I think that we will see, I think that this match is going to be very good. I think that this is another match that people are thinking Ronda Rousey's going to win. Liv has no shot unless you're a giant Liv fan. And I think that, I think you got to give Liv a little bit more props. I think you got to give Liv a little bit more opportunity. And you got to give Liv the chance to show that she can become champion and be championship longer than 3 weeks or a month. Because if Ronda wins on Sunday, or we see Charlotte come back, because I've heard rumors of Charlotte coming back too. Obviously Andrade is not champion. Andrade returned in AEW already. We're just waiting for the woman of the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Ric Flair's also competing this week on People's last match. He's in a tag team match. Make sure to go check that out too. That should be fun. But I think that they think Ronda's going to win. Charlotte's going to come back. We're going to see Ronda and Charlotte and blah, blah, blah. But I think that we need to give Liv more of a chance. Let her be champion at least until Clash at the Castle. Maybe Survivor Series. I don't see it lasting until at least then. But let her have it for a little bit longer than having her lose 3 weeks later, having a great moment. And I think her just lose a lot of her momentum. Because then what is she going to do? What is she going to go back to being a tag team with somebody? Is she going to be going back? Like, you lose exactly what you built her up to be, and this is exactly where she needs to stay for a while. What's up, Certified Wrestling? Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the live stream, man. We're talking about Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey. If you have any questions for your boy Tino, let me know. I'll get into more of the questions before we talk about the Usos and the Street Profits and the Last Man Standing match, because I think those are the only two I haven't covered yet. So I'm going to take, obviously, I think you guys know where I'm going with this. I'm taking Liv Morgan to win and still be your SmackDown Women's Champion. I think we need to keep the title on her. And let's be real. Like I said, if she loses, I just think that she loses a lot of credibility. She loses a lot of things that I think that people know that she has in her. And I just think that she needs to be champion a little bit longer. So I'm taking Liv Morgan. You only live once, to walk out of Nashville, Tennessee, still your SmackDown Women's Championship. Now, let's get in. We talked a little bit about it, but we haven't really covered it exactly. Everybody asked me what match I was thinking would start the show off and everything like that. And I kind of talked a little bit about it, but we didn't really cover it. So the Usos versus the Street Profits for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships, with special guest JEFF Jeff Jarrett as your special guest referee. We will see Usos and the Street Profits go in and have a great tag team match. And this special guest referee, I've heard, is literally people, they hired him and they brought him back because it's in Nashville and they needed a way to sell tickets. I mean, they could have brought somebody back better, in my opinion, or could have at least brought somebody that was actually in the storyline. Could have made Sami Zayn the special guest referee. We'll talk about the conspiracy theory in a minute. They could have had somebody like, they could have made Paul Heyman the special guest referee. Imagine Paul Heyman walking around as the special guest referee. That'd be great. But the Usos and the Street Profits with Jeff Jarrett as a special guest referee should be a really good match. And, obviously I think that Paul's going to get involved some way. Sammy might come out. Maybe we see somebody come out and help the Street Profits. I think that this match is going to be straight carnage. And I think that this match is going to be one of the very good matches on the show. They obviously love tag team matches. They've been building it up very well. They've been doing they've just been doing it everything the way that they build something up like it's a high profile match. So in the end, I've been going back and forth with this because I really do not know where exactly it's going to go. I'm 50-50 on it because I think there's a possibility the Street Profits could win because there's a lot of reasons why they could. And there's also a lot of reasons why, like, the Usos shouldn't lose, because if the Usos lose, then Roman's going to be mad, and then Roman's going to not have championships, and it kind of loses the credibility of the Usos and the Bloodline walking around with all the gold and everything, and then Roman only has the gold. And then what happens if Roman doesn't have the gold? I don't know. But I'm going to go, and I'm going to stick with what I said earlier and what I've said on other podcast shows. I'm going to say the Usos, the Bloodline, Usos walk out still your undisputed tag team champions. I personally, in my gut, I kind of, not even in my gut, but I just, deep down, I want to see the Street Profits win. I just want to see how much different. I want to see what would happen if the Usos don't have the championships. And I think it's time. If the Usos are going to win the if the Street Profits are going to win the championships, the Street Profits are going to win them now. They should win them now. And I think that this is the time for them to win. Montez Ford has been doing his thing. Angelo Dawkins has had some wins. And I think that, I think this would be the time for the Street Profits to win. So I'm going to take the Usos. I'm going to take the easy one here. And hopefully I get at least one prediction right. But maybe I won't, and maybe I'll be wrong, and the Street Profits walk out as champions. But I'll stick with the Bloodline and the Usos because we the ones, and we walking out as the undisputed tag team championships. So now that we've covered all of the matches on the card besides the main event, let's get back to the chat, and let's see what we got going on. I've seen a lot of people talking a lot and everything like that, so let's get back to the chat before we talk about the main event. If anybody has any questions, we see 10 people in the chat. We don't got 10 likes, 11 people. We should have 11 people, 11 likes. Got it? Minimum 11 people. We got 12 people. Minimum 12 people. 12 likes. Help your boy Tino out. But let's get back to the chat and let's get into what people are saying. I have Peacock. I had to go watch the premium. Yes, Peacock is $4.99 a plan throughout. I don't think SummerSlam is not on today. Yes, you have to have the premium channel. I'm really interested in this match. And the promo they did really. Yeah, Martin, what match were you talking about? Martin also says it's more of a worry for Liv losing than Ronda due to the fact that Ronda is already established. Yes, yeah, that's a great point too, where Ronda is already established. Ronda's whooped everybody's ass in UFC. She's been the main event of WrestleMania. She won the Royal Rumble. She was in a tag team match with Kurt Angle, Stephanie, and Triple H. She's already a main eventer, and Liv deserves to be proven and shown that she could be the main event caliber star that we all know that she can be and that she deserves to be. So I agree with you on that, where that's exactly what it is. Yes, Peacock is not free. Then I have to go and watch Peacock Premium. Yes, you got to go watch Peacock Premium. Martin, another question, random question, but would you rather book a match between Lily and Shayna Basler or Great Khali and Omos for SummerSlam? Ooh, that's good. So we got Great Khali and Omos, or we got Lily versus Shayna. I want to see Omos versus Great Khali. Let's see Omos versus the Great Khali, and let's see the two mountains of a men beat the hell out of each other and destroy each other in the middle of the ring. That's a WrestleMania moment I would remember, and I would be able to tell my kids, yes, I watched Omos and the Great Khali. Yes, it wouldn't be like Andre and Hogan, but that would be something that, I think would be insane, and I think people would remember. So I'm taking Omos and the Great Khali for SummerSlam. I couldn't like the Peacock Premium. Oh, that's annoying. Chris got another question for me. Do you think Bayley returns at SummerSlam? Yes, I talked about it a little bit earlier. I do think that Bayley will return at SummerSlam, and I think that she's going to return at the main event or after the main event of the Raw Women's Championship match between Bianca Belaire or Becky Lynch. I want Bianca Belaire to win, and I think that there's a possibility that Becky could win. But I think whoever does win that match, whoever it may be, I think that that's when we see the return of Bayley. Because I think that we're going to see the return of Bayley on Monday nights. We're going to see her on Monday nights. We're not going to see her on Friday nights. We might, I don't know. I could be totally wrong about this, but I think that she's going to return after the Raw Women's Championship match. So yes, I do. Do you have any other ideas on how I could get the Peacock Premium to be put on my TV, though? I know with the Peacock Premium, I know it works on it works on Amazon Fire Sticks. It's on Xbox, I think. It's on PlayStations. I know it's on PlayStations. It's on LG Smart TVs. It's on Samsung Smart TVs. And So that's all of the things that I know. I would definitely, what I would do if I were you, I would go and look at Peacock, like go to peacock.com, and it would tell you all of the streaming platforms and all of the streaming like devices that you could use it on and all the things that you could work on and everything like that. So I would definitely go check that out to make sure you can watch it, because you got to make sure you come and hang out with Tino. You got to make sure you watch all the pay-per-views. We got SummerSlam. We got Clash at the Castle. We got Survivor Series coming up. We got the Royal Rumble next year. Royal Rumble next year, people, is going to be the biggest Royal Rumble ever. They say it every year, but next year's Royal Rumble is going to be the biggest ever. Between the superstars out, between Triple H now in charge, that's going to, like, just imagine. That would be awesome. So definitely make sure you figure that out. Bayley, I think she will soon. Yes, I think Bayley returns in the Raw Women's Championship match. Are you talking about that crazy looking doll Lily? Yes, I think he was talking about that crazy doll Lily. Are you talking? Yes. Martin's got another question. By 2024, who do you think will be part of WWE? So, a part of WWE, I think that there are a lot of opportunities. Tony Khan mentioned this and said this in his talk thing and everything that he did about how all the superstars like Malachi Black, like Adam Cole, like other superstars and girls and women and everything, they are already signed for 5 years. And obviously they aren't going to leave their contracts and everything like that. But there's also a lot of people that aren't signed somewhere, and they're in the independents, and they're not, like Jonathan Gresham. We talked a little bit about him earlier, but I don't know if WWE would really go after that. We have Killer Cross and Scarlett. I think Killian Cross and Killer Cross and Scarlett would come back and would be more open to coming back to WWE if Triple H is in charge. Because imagine that entrance on NXT on the main roster. And I know that NXT Black and Gold brand had a different type of audience, and obviously there's a different audience and a casual fan audience that watches on Monday nights and Tuesday nights, and when it was the Black and Gold brand, then it was now, and then Raw and SmackDown and everything. But I think that it would just be great, and I think it would be awesome to see anybody come back and see that, Triple H is now in charge. He knows what he's doing. He knows that they're not going to mess them up. They're going to be in good hands, and they're going to have the opportunity. So I think we could see people like Cross. I think those guys are earlier. Like, I think those guys could be within 6 months. And I think once the contracts are up for Adam Cole, for Keith Lee, maybe Swerve Strickland, maybe in an alternate universe, we see Chris Jericho return to WWE, and we see him go into the Hall of Fame. We know one day he should be in the Hall of Fame. Matt Hardy should be in the Hall of Fame. Christian should be in the Hall of Fame. I could go on and on all day long about all these people that I think will and should come back. But I think by 2024, that is what is it? What are we in 2022 now? I lose track. 2 years from now, I think that there's so many things that could happen because think about Cody will probably be champion. He should be champion by the time this year. So I think that there's a lot of things that could happen, but I do think that those are a lot of superstars that could possibly come back. I don't know, and I don't think CM Punk obviously would come back because CM Punk is, CM Punk and, those comments that we talked about earlier. I don't think that CM Punk would really want to come back. So, yeah, but I think that there's just a lot of different types of opportunities, people, that I think could be very well. And then we got another question, but I'm in my TV. Tell me to choose what plan should I be on my TV. Yes, it costs money. It is $9.99 a month. Martin, you're asking me who could be a tag team? Is that what you're asking? Charlotte Dow. What's up, Surf Wrestling? I thought you've been here the whole time, my man. I saw you coming in earlier. I made sure to see if you had any questions. Ask your boy. I do remember there was a SummerSlam in Peacock. Yes, it was Peacock's only been around. I don't think Peacock's been around for that long. But I mean, yeah. My predictions for Seth's opponent is Gargano because it was known that Khan almost signed Gargano. Very well. Yeah, that was something that I mentioned. We talked a little bit about it earlier. If you want to go back a little bit, I talked a little bit about that earlier where I think Johnny Wrestling and Candice LeRae could come back very easily because they're sitting at home. Johnny Wrestling is not signed anywhere. Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano is hanging out at his home with his wife, with his kid, with his new baby. He's having a good time. He's being a dad. So now that Triple H is in charge, I think Johnny Wrestling is the guy, the front runner to be, and the guy to be the guy to come back. So I think that Johnny Wrestling is a very good guess, and I think he's probably the one that is most popular, or not even most popular, but I think he's the one that's more realistic than somebody like, in our high and mighty dreams. Because obviously I don't think Randy Orton's going to come back. Randy Orton's hurt. Riddle is going to play off an injury until Clash at the Castle. I don't think, we're not going to see these crazy, crazy changes until, like I said, 6 months, a year from now. The Royal Rumble, I think, will be a very good tell because that's when it's supposed to be unpredictable. The biggest surprises of the year and everything like that. And I think that would be what? 4 or 5 months from now? So Triple H will be in charge for 4 or 5 months now. And he can make a couple calls after Christmas. Be like, hey, how's your holiday? How's your Christmas? Happy holidays. You want to come back to work? I got an opportunity for you in WWE. Royal Rumble. People are loving it here again. Blah, blah, blah. You want to come back? We can make it work. Come back in the women's or men's Royal Rumble. Whoever he's talking about. Who knows, people? Maybe they wait and save Mercedes and Naomi. They play this off the rest of the year. Naomi and Sasha, Mercedes and Trinity take the rest of the year off. They get a reset and they come back in the Royal Rumble. Big prediction here on the week of SummerSlam. Remember that. Your boy Tino said it here first. So that's what I'm going to go with that. So let's get back to more questions. We got, what is the worst match you ever saw live? Me personally is Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton, House of Horrors. I remember watching that on TV, and I remember being like, damn. Like, what was that? What the hell were we watching? What, and I couldn't even imagine being there. So I have been to I've been to 2 Raws, 2 SmackDowns. I've been doing NXT. I went to NXT War Games in Chicago in 2019. I went to Survivor Series 2019, right before the pandemic. And then I went to Raw and SmackDown both of those times. That counted in the 2. And then I just recently went to Hell in the Cell. So out of all of those matches and all of those ones that I have went to, that I really just, I don't know why I just did not like not even like enjoy it, but I just got like very like I don't know, when I'm there, like I don't know, the atmosphere at these wrestling events, if you ever you know you've been to a wrestling event, Martin and Surf and at Hong, and I'm sure a few other people in the stream have been to a wrestling event. The atmosphere is crazy and everything like that. And I just remember being at this Monday Night Raw, and me and my friend were more focused on looking at the football scores and looking at what the Monday night football game was, because this match was so just, I can't even remember the exact two opponents it was, because obviously that's how boring it was, but it was just like a Humberto versus like Adam Rose or something like that at the time, I think, or No Way Jose or something like that. It was like very like, I don't know, I just like, nothing against those two, I just could not get into it. So I've been to a lot of events and just, I don't know why. That was the one that I just did not really enjoy live. I don't think that Charlotte Flair playing with any toy girl anymore. No, Charlotte Flair ain't playing with no toy girl anymore. Charlotte Flair is just, yeah, I don't know what Charlotte Flair is doing. It would be Johnny Gargano versus, yes, it would be. I mean, how would you create a new tag team in WWE, but you have to book it yourself? If I were to create a new tag team, and if I'm somebody that's going to make a tag team and I want them to do what, like, I know that they can do, and I'm not even going to go into, because we'll be here all day. We should do a whole nother video on that. But I'll use an example. I would build a tag team the way that Triple H did in the NXT Black and Gold brand with a lot of the tag teams, like AOP, the Vicious Viking Raiders, when they were just the normal Viking Raiders. He had even Riddle and Pete Dunne, the Broserweights were a great tag team. DIY, I would build teams like that. Street Profits are still doing their thing. Thank God they're still able to be at the top, and they're in the card at SummerSlam. They're one of the few tag teams that actually have been good under Vince McMahon and actually utilized, and, you know, other than putting them in other tag team matches. So I would definitely, that's how I would book it. I would book a tag team like that, just because, you know, we see how it is now. They just put two random people together, besides like the few, like I said, Pete Dunne and Riddle and RKO. You know, there's been a few that work, but they try these random tag teams all the time for no reason, and nobody's going to do it, and nobody's going to get going, and nobody wants to see it anymore. So I just think that it would be a very good thing to, I don't know. So that's how I would book a tag team. Surf Wrestling, Tino, I think Johnny Gargano, best friends. Yeah, Dakota Kai is another one I didn't even talk about. Dakota Kai, she very well could be debuting at AEW All Out. But I will tell you this. If she does not, Triple H is on the phone with her next week, or he is already on the phone with her. He has talked to her, because Triple H loved Dakota Kai. Triple H loved Raquel Rodriguez. We know that, you know, we didn't even talk about that. All the NXT superstars that are still there that haven't been released. We talked a little bit about Ciampa, but what about Raquel Gonzalez? What about Chauncey? What about all these other people that are now on NXT, or that were in NXT, that are on the main roster, that we know Triple H can take care of, because we know that he loves them, like Ciampa, like Dakota Kai. I would love to see Dakota Kai return. That's just how I feel. I think Banks is as good as gone to AEW, Double or Nothing. Possibly. I heard a rumor. What if she does? And what if they take the titles, the tag team titles, from WWE to AEW, and they say, we bring in the tag titles to AEW. Who wants to fight us, women? Because, you know, we are getting trios championships at All Out. We're going to start a trios tournament, to see who's going to become the first AEW trios tag team champions in Chicago, Illinois, September 4th. Can't believe that's already coming up soon, people. I'm not excited for that. September. You got to head to AEW next. I do. That is Surf Wrestling. That is my next thing. I will not go to another WWE event until I step foot into an AEW venue and I'm singing Judas with the AEW universe. I don't want to go. I still love WWE, but I want to see them do that. So let's take it. She ain't been announced till January. Sasha Banks. Yeah. Sasha Banks apparently did. And yes, she says that she doesn't want to compete until summer or until January next year. If you could pick only one theme song from NXT, Raw, or SmackDown for Triple H to bring back, which one would it be? I would pick the one from, I would bring the, let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. That's the bodies hit the floor. I can't remember the rest of the song, but I just remember jamming out to that as a kid. And I remember putting it on the TV so loud that I would just dance around in the living room. My mom and dad would be like, "What the hell are you doing, Trent?" I'd be like, "The body's hitting the floor. What you mean? Let's go. Body's hitting the floor." I just say that's the one I would bring back. Montez Ford could split. He could very well split this Saturday. He very well could. That is another thing. WWE is, another one. Thinking of splitting up the Street Profits. I think that is a possibility. I think that is, if the Street Profits do not win, if the Usos do win, guys, I do think that the Street Profits are possibly going to break up, because what else could they do as a tag team? Possibly go on to win a championship and kind of be like the New Day? Possibly. But then what exactly is that going to do? I just don't see that being what should happen. I think that, if they do, I don't know. I think that it is a possibility, though. It would be interesting to see if they would use Angelo Dawkins or Montez Ford, because obviously no, Montez is a future champion. He could very well be a main eventer of WrestleMania one day. Let's be 5 years from now, he could be main event in WrestleMania. Tino, do you think his favorite Shayna Baszler? Yes, Shayna Baszler. Guys, we should pray for Shayna Baszler, because she has been the most underutilized person since being called up from NXT. She went from being Ronda Rousey's friend, beating the hell out of everybody, becoming an NXT champion, running through the NXT division, to coming up to Raw and SmackDown, to being in tag teams, being with Natalya, being with this person and that person, and doing this and losing to random people and getting rolled up and do like Shayna Baszler needs to be in the main event. She needs to be a champion by the time this year. She needs to be a main eventer. Shayna Baszler versus Ronda Rousey is a match you need to book ASAP. I want to see Shayna Baszler used so bad it frustrates me. But thank you for asking that question. I appreciate it. The only thing that I'm really surprised and happy, the return of Cody Rhodes, John Cena. Yes. Tell me how awesome is Carmelo Hayes and Solo Sikoa are the two people that I think that could be called up after SummerSlam. I think those are the two guys that you guys need to watch out that could be called up, and becoming a tag team would be really interesting. And honestly, at least we know now if people are being called up, they're going to be called up in a good way, and they're not going to be called up in a bad way. So I think that would be great. Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo should be champions. Do you think their match with the Usos or feedback match was a quick match? Yes, I agree. I enjoyed it. I think Humberto and Angel Garza are great competitors. And I talked a little bit about Humberto and I got bored during that match or whatever. But I do think that I think that those two work very well together. I just think that they need to be packaged very well. Can we rant about Ricochet? Yes, that is another one. Ricochet went from being the United States champion, Intercontinental champion. He was a star in NXT Black and Gold. He was the Rey Mysterio of the NXT Black and Gold. He did all these great things. And he came up and he lost to Gunther 14 times. He's on Main Event. He's on these random shows. He's on just all these random things. The Dark. Like, why is Ricochet not being used the way that we know that he can be? Ricochet is one of the best, most athletic people out there. and we know that he is better, and we know that he can be used better. And that is just, there's so many opportunities for so many girls and guys out there to get better opportunities and better storylines and better characters and better developments under Triple H, under Stephanie McMahon. Hopefully we get Kevin Dunn out of there in a little bit. Hopefully we get Bruce Pritchard out of there in a little bit. We'll have to see. But I just think that, there's just so many. But we could do a whole podcast on that, Surf Wrestling. Let's just do a rant about all the people that could be used. The top 10 superstars that could be used now underneath the Triple H era. If you want to see that, let me know. We'll start another new series, Tino's Top 10. Let me know. With Triple H in charge, she will get a push. Yes, she will. I thought Stephanie McMahon and Triple H would both be in charge of WWE since Vince. Yes, they are, but Triple H is a VEP, the EVP, and in charge of creative, and Stephanie is the CEO. Angel Garza and Santos Escobar would fit great. Facts. That would. I would love to see Andrade. Tino, you know Triple H mad about how Ricochet. He's pissed. He's so mad that all of these superstars that got released while he was gone that are doing good in AEW now, he's pissed. He's mad. That he is not happy at all. I never know why they didn't let Nakamura. Nakamura versus Gunther should be announced on Friday. Gunther, Nakamura better be announced on Friday, or we're doing a rant before SummerSlam, and we're going to talk about it. So I answered all the questions that we got so far. Anybody have any more? I'll answer a few more before we go off air. But now it's time, like Mark Henry likes to say, it's time for the main event of the biggest party of the summer in Nashville, Tennessee. It is Roman Reigns versus Cowboy Brock Lesnar for the Undisputed Universal Championship in a last man standing match. And this is the match that's been building up. This was supposed to be, how many times do we need to see Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar fight each other? I feel like I'm living in a SpongeBob episode where it's repeat. Squidward's riding his bike. He's going to the salon. He's going for a workout. He's going to sleep. He's eating food. He's waking up. He's eating food. He's doing it again. I feel like that's what I do when I watch Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, because it happens over and over and over again. But at least this one has a stipulation, and we talked about the Usos, we talked about the Mysterios, we talked about Pat McAfee, we talked about the Miz. All of those matches possibly having a stipulation. But this one has a stipulation. It is the last man standing match. One of the best last man standing matches out there. Cowboy Woody Lesnar. Love it. Cowboy Woody Lesnar. Logan Paul at SummerSlam, but no Gunther. We'll get into that, man, after we talk about this main event, because I will talk about that. That we'll get into that. But Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar in the main event of SummerSlam. This last man standing match should tear the house down. It might not be TV 14. It might still be TV PG. It might be whatever the hell you want to call it. But people, we have Triple H now in charge. Let's see. Obviously, this match was already planned. And obviously, maybe Vince would have done some of this. But let's see them use blood. Let's see. Well, obviously, Vince wouldn't have shown blood. But let's see Triple H bring out all the cards. Let's see them just break the ring, tear the announce tables apart, break the barricade, tear up the set, tear up everything. Get the guys a little less work to do after the show's over. Just tear Nashville, Tennessee apart and make this last man standing match be the last match between these two, for the love of God. And let's just make it a match that everybody could remember and actually have a moment at SummerSlam that we can remember and be like, damn, this was a great match. That, hey, maybe I'll go back watch next year. I'll go back watch the night of, or go back and watch the next day. Whatever you want to do if you want to watch. I just really hope that this is the match that is going to happen. But I don't know why But I just feel like I asked this question on my man SCW's Q&A earlier with our man Tom, and I asked him, I'm like, do you think that Austin Theory will cash in during the match, or do you think he would wait until later on in the match, until the match is over, and he would be laid out, and then they would come out, and then, yeah. And I don't know why, but I just feel like that Austin Theory, he did make a very good point. Maybe we'll see Austin Theory sit ringside with the briefcase during the whole last man standing match. And we see Brock Lesnar and Roman beat the hell out of Theory throughout the night, throughout the match, to make sure Theory doesn't cash in. But why do I feel like, like I said, this might not happen, but I just got to bring it up just in case. Why do I feel like that both men are going to be laid out, and then Theory's music's going to hit, and then he might walk around the ring, he might pretend to hand it to him, he might not, and, he very well could sit at ringside, but I just feel like Theory's going to want his music to hit. He's going to want everyone, oh my God, Austin Theory's going to cash in at the biggest party of the summer. What the hell? Oh my God. And I just feel like that's what Theory wants, because that's what Theory's character is. So I feel like that's what's going to happen. And he might sit at ringside then, and then he might get his ass beat and everything. But I just feel like the match is going to be going on, and then Theory is going to come out in some way, short or fashion. And, they did make a very good point, though. They did say, how would that work? Because they still got to count to 10. You know what I mean? So if Theory were to cash in when they both were laid out, all they got to do is get up, beat his ass, and then he's over. So I think that, honestly, if he were to cash in, I think that he would do it after the match. But in the end of this match, and after this match is all said and done, I'm going to take, and you can't go against the acknowledged one, because we got to acknowledge him as our tribal chief. I'm taking Roman Reigns, because we the ones, and we're walking out as undisputed Universal WWE Champion. I'm taking Roman Reigns to walk out in Nashville as your WWE Champion, Undisputed Champion. And hey, maybe after the match is over, maybe Roman is so beat up that Theory does cash in, and maybe Theory does end up cashing in, and maybe we see something where Theory cashes in, Roman, he pretends like he's going to be able to do it, and Theory's going to be able to get him, but then maybe we see Roman spear his ass, Superman punch him, and then 1, 2, 3, Roman's still your champion. The Bloodline, the Usos, and Paul Heyman come out, or Paul Heyman's still standing out there if he survives, hopefully, this hellish last man standing match. And SummerSlam ends with the head of the table, the Bloodline, as you're still the top dogs at WWE, and they're all dripping in gold. So that is how I have, and all of my predictions that are going to go down this Saturday night, live in Nashville, Tennessee, live on Peacock and the WWE Network. So now that I gave you all of my predictions, before we go, if anybody, we have 16 people in the stream. We got to have 16 likes, everybody. Help your boy Tino out, please. Everybody like this episode. If you haven't, please subscribe. It really helps me get up in all the comments and all of the things and all the hashtags and everything like that. I do appreciate you guys. Can't do it without Tino's Nation. Appreciate everybody that's been here the whole time. So if anybody has any questions for me before I go, let me know. Tell me what you got. Let me know what you think about all my predictions. If you have any other concerns, questions, let me know. I'll stay here till 6 o'clock. If you want to ask me any questions, I'll be here. Let me know. We got 15 more minutes, everybody. Cowboy Woody Lesnar. Hi there. You know the deal. Logan Paul. Yes, I saw your comment. Logan Paul at SummerSlam, but no Gunther. We better see Gunther versus Shinsuke Nakamura, because the last time the Intercontinental Championship match was defended at a pay-per-view was WrestleMania versus Big E and the Nigerian Apollo Crews. And now Apollo Crews has lost the accent. I almost tried to talk Nigerian. And now he's on NXT. So I hope we see the return of Gunther. Roman versus Brock will end in a double 10 count finish. Roman retains. I didn't even think about that either. Imagine it ending in a no count out. I would be so mad. I would be, that would make me so mad. Yeah, no, Gunther. We have no Gunther. Brock Lesnar would not be looking that Woody Dow from Disney. I hate Gunther too. Gunther versus Ciampa would be a burner match. Facts, that would be a match of the night. Tommaso Ciampa would crush Gunther. Gunther, maybe. I think Austin definitely cashes in, but doesn't successfully. It could very well happen. Roman Reigns retains, but Usos lose their. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I took the Usos because I want to at least get one prediction right. But if that's what's going to happen, that's probably what's going to happen, Chris. How would you react on Austin Theory by he had to cash in his own money in the bank briefcase then? How would I react if Austin Theory successfully cashes in and we end SummerSlam with Austin Theory as Mr. Money in the Bank? I don't know. That would be really interesting. And it would be really interesting to see where all these things would go and where it would play out, because with Triple H in charge, I think that there's a lot of things. And like I said earlier, there's a lot of surprises that possibly could happen that, that people might not think would if Vince would still be in charge. Because I think if Vince was still in charge, I think that this wouldn't be as good and as hyped, not even as hyped up, but I think people wouldn't want to tune in as much if Vince would be in charge, because people are like, I wonder what Triple H is going to do. So it should be really interesting. That's how I would react. I really think WWE is going to swerve and have Ray turn heel. What if Ray turned heel? And what if that would be crazy? Rey Mysterio turning heel and joining Judgment Day. While we're talking about that and while we have that matchup, I will be hopefully I'm having a guest join me for that Rey Mysterio and Judgment Day, or the Mysterios versus Judgment Day match. So everybody get excited for that. We're going to have our first live guest. My prediction, Bray Wyatt versus Rollins. I think Seth Rollins got scared of Kane, even though if Kane is not the director of operations. Who could forget Kane is the director of operations? Of course. Kane is the man. Kane could do anything. Kane could be a bad guy, a good guy, mayor. Kane's the best. If Bray doesn't show up against Rollins, Tino, it's confirmed he secretly. I believe that if Bray doesn't show up, I think we possibly, and it would be more of a possibility of him going to AEW at All Out. Because I do think that we're going to see it. Like, I think that if Triple H makes SummerSlam as big as we hope he does, I think Tony Khan is going to have to make All Out and make the quick at the lake, or the Quake at the Lake pay-per-view, or premium thing, whatever they're doing on Dynamite and Rampage again. I think that they need to make that as good, because Triple H, he's going to want to start making things better and start competing and being like, damn, why have Jeff Jarrett at SummerSlam? Ric Flair has to make an appearance to Pro. So, yes, Ric Flair is having his last match. Everybody, make sure to go check out Ric Flair's last match. I don't know why Ric Flair is doing the last match, and they've definitely done a lot and a very good job at promoting it. But I just really enjoyed the way he went out and Shawn Michaels and saying, I love you and everything like that. I just think that's how it should have happened. But I heard that Jeff Jarrett is returning, and he is the special guest referee because he's from Nashville and they needed to sell tickets. So, of course, that's what happens when Vince is in a bind. He goes out and he's like, yo, Jeff, you're from Nashville. SummerSlam's in Nashville. You want to be a special guest referee for a tag team match? It's going to be some good shit. That's probably how the conversation went. So that is why Jeff Jarrett is the special guest referee, is because he's from Nashville and they were trying to sell tickets. If Bayley returns and is added, maybe she's added and maybe it's a triple threat. We still got Friday Night SmackDown tomorrow. Remember, people, this card is not official. They could change a lot of things. We could see a lot of things happen tomorrow night. We'll have to see. Make sure to come and hang out with your boy Tino. We'll be live on Friday night for SmackDown. Kane always changed himself. Kane, that was the one thing about Kane. Kane was always good at always making himself better and always being like the guy that he could evolve, and he could go from being the creepy demon, the guy with the mask, the guy that was scared children, to the guy that was mayor, to the guy laughing, giving hugs to hell no, like we've seen so many crazy different sides of Kane that I think that, I just think that Kane is one of those that is just, he's a real red machine monster. You said it the perfect way. Chris says, I want to see Roxanne Perez versus Cora Jade in a no DQ so I can see Cora Jade beat that, or I can see Roxanne beat the hell out of Cora Jade. Book it, Chris. Roxanne Perez versus Cora Jade in a no DQ match at Heatwave. Book it. Book it, Chris. Book it. That would be Kane and Daniel Bryan together. Called themselves, yes, Kane and Daniel Bryan. Team hell no. Kane and Daniel Bryan, yes. I'm going to keep the thing open for a couple more minutes if anybody has any more questions. How is AJ Styles? Facts. We have a big AJ Styles fan in Tino Nation. Tracy, I don't know where Tracy's been all night. We haven't seen Tracy at all. But AJ Styles needs to be on the card. Why isn't AJ Styles on the card? Why have we not seen this man on the card? I think that he deserved to be on the card. I think that he deserved to be the guy that, I think that he deserved, because he's been here for so long. And I think that it's not fair that AJ Styles is not on the card of SummerSlam. I just don't think it's fair. So I'll let the thing go for a couple more minutes. I'll start winding it down here, everybody. But I want to let everybody know Chris has Tatum Paxley and Ivy Niles. Yes, possibly. They very well could become tag team champions. We do have a fatal four-way elimination match for the women's tag team champions this upcoming Tuesday night on NXT, everybody. And speaking of NXT, we won't be going live for NXT. We'll be going live for NXT Heatwave. But now, when we do go live, starting on SummerSlam, we will be joining StreamYard. Tino's Time and Tino's Time Wrestling have joined StreamYard's team. So that means that now we're going to have little effects. We'll be able to show the comments on the screen. You guys be able to see a couple more things. We're going to have a few different backgrounds. There's going to be all types of special effects. But at least I'll be able to get the pictures, and I'll be able to show you guys what matches are going on during Raw, SmackDown, the pay-per-views, NXT when we go live for NXTs, and everything like that. So starting this Saturday, make sure to come and hang out with your boy Tino on Saturday night with the new streaming software of StreamYard. And we will now, like I said, I will be able to show your comments. I'll be able to show everything like that. Anybody wants to join me on the show, hopefully by the end of the year, I want to start doing and having guests join me every hour. Maybe we'll have somebody join me like every hour, kind of like the Manning brothers do on Monday nights for Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football is starting soon, so all you fantasy football freaks and geeks out there, get ready for that, because your boy Tino is going to help you lead you to a championship. He does talk about wrestling a lot. He does love pro wrestling, but he also is a fantasy football freak. So make sure to keep an eye out for all of that. So Saturday, everybody, you will finally be able to see your questions and your comments and all of your concern live on the video screen starting Saturday night. So make sure to come and join me for all of the action that's going to go down on Saturday. Let's get ready for some more questions. Have you ever played a game? I have not played WWE Superstars. I tried to download it on my phone, but it did not work. What is going on with Edge? I heard that Edge was supposed to come back on Monday, but apparently he did not because of traveling issues. I would love to see Dakota Kai return to WWE. Big facts. We need to see Dakota Kai return. SummerSlam predictions for you know the deal. Corey Graves screws over Pat McAfee to feud up in the Clash at the Castle? Maybe we see Corey Graves versus Pat McAfee at Clash at the Castle. Announcer versus announcer. We haven't seen it since we haven't seen it since Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler, and Michael Cole is undefeated at WrestleMania and he's the best in the world and blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know. It should be really interesting though. So, I want to say thank you to everybody that came and stopped by and hung out for this hour and a half long SummerSlam preview show. I appreciate everybody that left the questions on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, the people that asked questions in the chat, for everybody that stayed here the whole hour and a half that liked the episode, all 8 of you. I saw 20 people in here at once and I didn't get 20 likes. What the hell? You guys are all supposed to be helping your boy Tino out. But I appreciate everybody that came and hung out with your boy Tino. I do appreciate all of you guys all so much. I really cannot do it without you guys. I do appreciate all the likes, retweets, all of everything that I do share with everybody. I'm probably annoying and stuff on Twitter, but just know that I do appreciate it. And if I ever do get annoying, just let me know. I'll just stop, So everybody, thank you for coming and hanging out. And if you want to see any of the predictions, go back and rewatch this episode. Go see what I have to say about all the matches that are going to go down at SummerSlam. The beginning of this episode, we talked a little bit about CM Punk. We talked about all the other things going on and about more Triple H. We got into a lot of different questions on here today. So I appreciate everybody that came and hung out here on the SummerSlam preview show live stream. If you guys enjoyed the questions, maybe we'll start doing Q&As. Maybe we'll just do episodes where we do just Q&As, and I will just start asking you guys can just ask me straight questions, and we'll just sit here for an hour or 2 hours, and we'll just answer questions. If you guys are interested in that, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the Q&A. Let me know if you guys want me to keep doing it. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys don't like. Let me know what you guys do like about the channel. Let me know I can make it better. Let me know what I could do. I'm hoping the StreamYard will make this a little bit better. I'm hoping that, now that I'll be able to show your comments, and I'll be able to show you what matches are on the card. I'll be able to show you what's going on, and I'll have things scrolling on the bottom. So it's not like, welcome, Tino, what the hell match is going on, Hopefully we'll be able to be like, oh, what's up, Tino? We're watching Brock Lesnar and Romanreigns in the Universal Championship match. What's up? How you doing? So, everybody, I cannot wait until the biggest party of the summer on Saturday. But we still have Friday Night SmackDown tomorrow night, live on Fox. We will be live here, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Same spot, an hour, 25 hours away. We'll be live here for SmackDown live on Fox. Thank you for everybody that's coming in here at the last minute. I appreciate you all. Go and watch back a little bit if you want to see all of my predictions for all of the matches going down at the biggest party of the summer. So everybody, remember to do your thing. Remember to go follow all the social medias at Tino's Time 1996, Tino's Time 10, Tino's Time Wrestling on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, all your social medias. We're on TikTok. Your boy Tino makes TikToks now. He thinks he's a funny guy. I try to do some funny things. So go follow Tino's Time 1996 on TikTok. So everybody, thank you again for coming and hanging out tonight. And until tomorrow night, when we all watch Friday Night SmackDown, and it's the last stop before we go to the biggest party of the summer in Nashville, Tennessee. This is your boy Tino signing out.